Hey everyone, welcome back to the Off House Brewery YouTube channel. Today is a fun day because it's Jockey Box Day. You've probably seen these at festivals, cooler, faucets, just a really nice way of serving your home brew, whether you're going to do it, at a festival, or if you're going to do it at a family festivity, social distancing, of course. In case you want to serve more than one, you don't have to picnic tap it. You can do it. It's pretty easy to do. I'm going to show you some of the steps, some of the parts. I'm not going to get into the granular level of showing you every single install. We're just going to kind of walk through a few of the basic things and some of the components and stuff that you're going to need. You probably have to do a bunch of sourcing online to find the hoses and the connections and the faucets and all that other stuff, or your local home brew shop. But I'm going to show you, it's really not tough to do. So let's walk through the process. So here is the cooler. Just a standard 48 quart cooler. I already have a bunch of stuff cut and installed, just because, I didn't think about doing this video until I already had that stuff done. So I have a place for 4 faucets. If you look inside, on the back, you can see this is just a standard shank, no different than you would have with a kegerator. I already have these hoses made, so these will connect here. There is a gasket that will go in there, to push for the seal. This is a chill plate. You can do it with a plate or you can do it with coils. I chose a plate just because, it saves space and it seems easier to clean the inside and things like that. So when you buy one of these things, you have a bunch of different ports. You'll have an inside and outside, and then there's numbers on there that go with which tap, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I also have off the back shanks that are for the beer coming in. Now I chose this route, and I'll show you what I'm going to install on the back of these when I get to it. But I chose to go this route as opposed to my club has hoses that connect directly to the plate that have a ball lock fitting. The hose comes out here and there is a notch that's cut here. I didn't want to cut through that notch. So what I'm going to do is take a little different approach. Personally, I like this way a little bit better. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference. Like I said, you can use a coil, but from what I've read about this, the coils pretty much are needed for really higher volume events, and that's something that I'm not anything that I'm going to do. I also have gas line, beer line. I'm going to have to make a bunch of hoses today. Coming over here, these guys I have for my hoses. I have for the back, I have this wing nut gasket similar to the inside of like your kegerator, but it has this standard MFL connector. So I'm going to be able to make a regular hose like I would for the inside of my kegerator and hook up directly to this guy off the back. CO2 distribution, so 4 lines, posts, scissors to cut all the lines, and that's pretty much all the parts. So here are some of the gaskets that I have that go on the back of this guy right here. The little red guy there is for the plate, so it's a little bit of a gasket for the inside of the plate, so you're not crushing metal on metal. Since the plate is aluminum, this guy is steel, and you'll shred the crap out of it. It just needs to be hand tight, similar to this. I do have Oetker clamps. You can use regular hose clamps. Oetker clamp. But really, that's up to you how you want to do it. I know I chose this because I had them. I didn't have hose clamps, so that's what I'm doing. We'll catch up when I get a few more parts put together. So one thing I should note is when you're using this gas line, which is 3/16 ID, it's pretty thick walled. Between that and this tapered end, it's quite tight. This piece is also loose from the nut. So I have this guy, little MFL, which is meant to connect to, threaded up in there so it can't move. So hose clamp, and you just have a little bit of wiggling just to kind of show you the difference of how these things work if you're not familiar with these. And I do have a little bit of this food grade lubricant on the taper piece so it slides on there a little easier. Once you have it on, you just grab this, your pliers with this nice end here, and get it in position and crimp it as tight as it goes. And when you have that, finished end, just like that. Unthread this, and it's loose, and on to the rest. So I've got all the taps on. I've got inside, all the connections are made. I've got CO2 tank running into CO2 manifold running into keg running into the back. Now, I have a beer that I need to keg, so I have sanitizer that I need to run, and I also want to run sanitizer through the plate and through all the lines. So, in theory, when I pull this handle, once it gets through, we have sanitizer coming out. So we run sanitizer through. I want to purge it with CO2 because I don't want water in that line. So I don't have a whole bunch of sanitizer just sitting in all these lines. And now I just have sanitizer. This line here is clean. Can you see it or not? If not, there is a little bit of liquid that's still in there, but it's sanitizer, so I'm not too worried about it. And that's about it. Now I'm gonna go and do this with all 4 lines. Make sure that I purge this with CO2 and the jockey box is done. I know that this is pretty short. The parts are pretty easy to come by. Most of this stuff, honestly, is pretty simple. So hope you'll take a look at doing one of these for yourself, whether it's one with 4, one with 2, maybe even just 1. But it is kind of a cool way to serve your beer. I'm gonna get some kind of drip tray here, and these gotta go because these are ugly. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it yet, but we'll get something that's a little more fun than this. Maybe some sort of whiteboard, some sort of cover. But this will be ready for me starting today. So I'll be using it soon. And thank you for joining me here. So like all these other stuff, like it, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Share this with your friends. If you have anybody, if you're in a home brew club, share it with them. If you don't have one of these for your club, do it. It's a great investment. I think all the parts probably cost me about, for one like this with the plate and the cooler and everything, about $600. So I mean, it's not inexpensive, but it's a great way to serve your beer. So thank you, and I will see you next time.